Hey guys, welcome back to digit.in, and today we are reviewing the new Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1. It comes in two RAM and storage variants right now, with a third one promised to come out later this year. We received the 3GB RAM and 32GB storage variant, which is priced at Rs 10,999. Now the Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1 is basically a Xiaomi Redmi Note 5 Pro running on stock Android. There's nothing wrong with MIUI per se, but there's a certain simplicity and ease of use in using the stock Android interface. Add to that a cheaper price tag and easier availability will definitely make the Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1 a contender to challenge the new budget king. But it remains to be seen whether Asus has finally managed to crack the formula to make a reliable mid-ranger. So let's find out. Starting with the design, the Zenfone Max Pro M1 is yet another iteration of the same design philosophy. The display takes up most of the real estate up front, while at the back the dual camera module is vertically aligned at the top left corner. The fingerprint sensor is conveniently placed in the center where the finger can easily reach it. Asus has polished the rear plate to give a soft matte finish that does tend to get dirty when used with sweaty hands, but isn't a fingerprint magnet. There's also no need to make a choice between a second SIM card and a micro SD card, as the phone houses dedicated slots for all three. Overall, we can say that the design is not very innovative, but it does come across as well built and functional. Now, like most other mid-ranger, this smartphone also has a 6-inch Full HD Plus IPS LCD panel, housed in a 5.5-inch body. While the idea isn't as innovative as before, the usefulness remains. There's less scrolling while browsing the web, while gaming on the wide screen allows for easier controls. Split screen on the display is particularly useful, as the screen gets divided into two equal halves. For bedtime use, Asus offers a blue light filter as well as a slider to adjust the color temperature. It's still no match for an AMOLED panel though in terms of contrast ratios, but the colors are more vibrant here than in its closest competitor, the Redmi Note 5 Pro. Talking about performance, the Zenfone Max Pro is powered by the Snapdragon 636 chipset, the one introduced by Xiaomi's Redmi Note 5 Pro in the mid-range segment, which effectively blew the competition away. The 14nm chipset builds on top of the popular and reliable Snapdragon 625, offering a 50% jump in performance over its predecessor. But more than the hardware underneath, the reason the Zenfone Max Pro is such a good performer is because of stock Android. The phone runs on stock Android 8.1 with the February security patch. The lightweight Android, as designed by Google, is known to offer minimum interference to performance with a clean and simple user interface. The Zenfone Max Pro comes with a dual rear camera setup, which includes a 13-megapixel primary sensor and a 5-megapixel depth sensing unit. The camera specs are mostly the same as the Redmi Note 5 Pro, which is our best ranking mid-range phone currently, but the results are not the same. Photos from the Zenfone Max Pro are average to say the least. The wow factor is missing. Highlights get clipped often, and details in the texture isn't as prominent as the best in the market. It's still better than most other mid-rangers for sure, but if you're looking for the absolute best, it's best to try your luck in getting the Redmi Note 5 Pro. Any mid-range phones will take decent daytime shots with ample light pouring into the frame, so does the Zenfone Max Pro. You will get well-lit photos which are bright and vibrant. The color temperature does tend toward the warmer side, but they look aesthetically pleasing regardless. But as I mentioned above, the camera isn't a match for the Redmi Note 5 Pro. The photos taken indoors highlight the weaknesses of the camera. There's an ugly glare from the incandescent source of light when taking photos indoors, while close-up shots are somewhat well lit but aren't as sharp. Close-up shots taken in daylight will result in well-detailed sharp macro shots. In the photo, the details in the flowers are well preserved, while the color of the flower came out a little more saturated, yet not as much as the Redmi Note 5 Pro. The camera on the Zenfone Max Pro isn't conducive for use in low light. There's considerable noise in the photos, the shadows are practically blackened, and whatever area is lit is mired in grains. In terms of bokeh shots, the Zenfone Max Pro tries to match up with phones like the Mi A1 and the Redmi Note 5 Pro, but doesn't quite make it. The Zenfone Max Pro sports an 8-megapixel shooter with f2.2 aperture combined with a soft LED flash. The selfies actually come out well detailed with the right amount of exposure and minimal beauty effects. It can also take portrait selfies And unlike other selfie-centric phones like the Oppo F7, the background isn't overexposed to make the portrait stand out. One of the highlights of the Zenfone Max Pro is the 5000 mAh battery. PCMark's 2.0 battery test ran for 10 hours and 39 minutes, which easily converts to over a day of use. One of the main reasons to recommend the phone is for the long battery life. Asus also bundles a fast charger with the device that can charge the phone to its full capacity in around 2 hours and 30 minutes. So overall, the Asus Zenfone Max Pro can take on the best in the market at that price range. It has a spec sheet that is maxed out that includes a clean stock Android interface and a 5000 mAh battery, two of the biggest pain points that consumers tend to have when buying a phone in that price range. In fact, it even takes on the Redmi Note 5 Pro with ease, save for the imaging prowess, but the pros here completely outweigh the cons. In all, the Asus Zenfone Max Pro is a good example of a phone that can come with clean stock Android interface without compromising on the performance. Thank you so much for watching this video. For more such videos like this, please subscribe to our YouTube channel.